Good evening, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler. This is Cosmic Connections, your astrological look at the week ahead, and a chance to maybe connect on so many different levels. And we are having an amazing full moon on Sunday. And as we count down to that full moon, we're going to be having a whole lot of opportunities to become a little bit more intuitive because we are preparing as we go into the gibbous time of the month, the lunar phase called gibbous. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And I hope we are being heard on the Facebook. Yes, looks like we are. Yay. Welcome, C. Swader. Hello there. Good evening, Rocio, Maria, Patricia, and Retta. Hi there. And in any case, I hope you're all doing well. We are in some intense times. One of my students and friends mentioned last week about what I had said last week regarding Aries squaring Pluto. Now, that's not a one and done situation, but Aries, of course, is the outer planet that represents chaos, and Pluto is upheaval. And Pluto is often involved with anything having to do with politics and our powers that be. It's like the volcanic energy. And so it's a square action means tense situation that can be very explosive. So our hearts and our minds and our attention, of course, is going to Afghanistan. And as people are attempting with all of their might to escape that chaotic, horrific situation. So I know you all are keeping our fellow humans in your prayers. Also, the people in Haiti who are enduring the ravages of Pluto, once again, the volcano. A lot's going on in the world, and we'll try to tie in some of those situations in with the astrology. But as we gather, I want to remind you of, I sent some links as we opened up today. I think it's in all of your feeds. I am a very proud agent for the Cosmic Intelligence Agency, Consciousness and Intelligence with Astrology, and conscious intention, I should say, because, you know, astrology does not tell us what to do. It's really a weather. It's a barometer of the cosmos, and it gives us incredible information and insight. It is the only tool I am aware of that is as consistent can be. And so when we plug into understanding ourselves and others in the world using this tool, we become, I think, humbled by the Creator's gifts. And we also have an unwavering faith that cycles are what makes up our lives, many lifetimes. Take a breath here. It's been a very good week for me, actually. I'm happy to say I have a lot of friends from out of town who I've been visiting, and it's always great to have those reunions and explore the city. So I've been doing a little bit of sightseeing here in Buffalo. Well, in any case, friends, again, big warm welcome to you. And my question for the week, sending blessings. Thank you, Claudette. Good evening, Lois and Marianne. Good evening, Crystal. Good evening, Dawn and Debbie and Paula. My question for this moment, are you feeling that Pluto-Eris square as though there's a lot of things that seemingly are out of control? Again, what would you get if you have a volcanic eruption meeting with the goddess of chaos? Are you feeling that things in your life, in your personal life, may be out of control? But often these outer planets define and describe what's going on in the outer reaches. So what do we do with that? Do we rail against it? Do we get angry? Do we get fearful with the narrative that's going on in the world? Or do we try to find a semblance of peace and connecting with the God of our understanding, to kind of get ourselves centered and aligned. Well, that is my hope and my prayer for each of us. And that's something I try to do every day. And sometimes I'm good at it, and sometimes I'm not so good at it. But over the course of the next month, I'll be introducing a series of classes and workshops. I'll be telling you more about it. It's been in a vision of mine for many, many, many moons. But it's a way, I call it, it's elemental. It's a way to align with your own personal chart so that you don't feel like you're just a flotsam hanging out on the sea of change, and that you can do something very radical to keep yourself aligned. So we'll be talking about that next week, some of the opportunities to learn about that. Anyway, good to see you, my friends. Good to see you. If you're new to this, we meet every Wednesday around 8. I do the astrology, and then towards the end, I'll do some spiritual messages, kind of like a gallery reading. And the only way I could do the gallery reading, I think that's easy or fair, is just to close my eyes and use my fingers. So as I get towards the end of this webcast, which will be in about 45 minutes from now, I'll ask you, if you do want to get a reading, to be in the room and to state that you'd like to be in the room to receive a reading. On the other hand, anytime that you share this little webcast on Wednesdays, I put your name in a basket, and we do drawings, and the drawing gifts. And I do apologize. I'm overdue with getting someone's transit report out, which I'll be doing. I have the luxury of time right after tonight's webcast. I'll get that out to you. You know who you are. I'll be getting that out to you tonight. So what you will be receiving is something I give to my subscribers. I do a Lunar Lights Club, and it's a transit report. I can't take credit for writing it, but it's a program, and it gives you kind of a day-by-day situation relative to your own personal chart. So there you go. That's the introduction, and let's get to the astrology, friends. Again, alrighty. Some great comments here. Retta needs to shut off the news. Precisely, Retta. Those of you who have been studying with me this past year, this has been such an amazing year of change, with the North and South nodes being in opposite signs. They always are. Gemini has been the North node. Sagittarius has been the South node. And Gemini rules the news. It rules the clitter, clatter, Twitter, and tweets of information, the data, the nuggets of information that enter our minds. It represents cognition. And I think with all my heart that our minds have been bombarded with so many contradictory stories about the big V that we're mentally exhausted. So during the course of this past year, we've also had the energy of intuition. We're entering into this new phase, my dear friends, of accessing both hemispheres of our minds and our brains. And we can only really do that when, as Retta says, we turn off the news, we enter the silence, we do our meditation, we do our praying, we walk in the woods. I don't know about you, but my ears are so sensitive to the rumbles of sounds. And as I said that, I hear the rumbling of my dishwasher. I'm getting distracted. All right. Okay. Let's see. Right now, we're still going through the quarter cycle. So we might be feeling that tension that I said earlier about the needing to rebuild, this anxiety. So as we hit 8:20, we go into gibbous. That's at 12:21 in the morning. The gibbous cycle is when the moon and Pluto are going to be hanging out together in the sky. Now, anytime we have Capricorn energy, it basically reminds us of 2020 and the year of which all the structures in our lives were changing. wherever you find Capricorn in your chart. I know we have some Capricorns in the room here. And if you don't know your chart, I always invite you to go to my website. I have a little app which can show you your chart, including your rising sign and so forth. But the Capricorn energy of the gibbous cycle is going to unlock more information about the overreaching of the power struggles and the power elite. Let me explain. So Capricorn in astrology, of course, is the mountain. It is structure. It is Ceres. It is the energy that basically represents responsibility, respect, reliability, and control. And way back when, in the Dark Ages, January 12th of 2020, we had Pluto and Saturn come together in the sky. And that was a moment that we astrologers were jumping up and down for, because what does that mean? It means that we're going to see the structure that needs to be crumbling on the planet crumble. So I have noticed, and remember, astrology is a narrative. Every time we have Pluto conjunct the moon in Capricorn, or every time we have this opposition when the moon's in Cancer, we often have some social political news that comes up to the surface. And that's going to be true for this 20th of August, right before the full moon. So as a narrative, be aware that there's going to be some pushbacks regarding what we're being told by the people on top of the pyramid. And it could be in your own household. It could be in your own job. I mean, you're listening to me from Buffalo, New York, and actually something shifted today in consciousness, which has to do with our medical workers in nursing homes and hospitals. They're being mandated to receive vaccinations. First, it started with New York State, and now it's going to be a federal call from on high. And if you don't submit to this, the businesses will not receive Medicaid or Medicare funding. So, whoa, that's quite an incentive, is it not? I would suspect that as we get into gibbous cycle and into the full moon, there's going to be more pushback, more lawsuits, more concern about this overreaching. So that's one thing. The gibbous also gives us an opportunity to become more intuitive. You know how it feels when you're anticipating something happening? Well, the full moon is a happening. It's like an exhaling every month. And so as the moon is gaining in light and it becomes to that peak of gibbous, which will be Friday, Saturday, and then it peaks on Sunday. This is Eastern Daylight Time, by the way. It's at 8:02 in the morning. Then there's a sense of revelation. Things are being revealed. So I'm going to talk about the gibbous cycle. That's going to be Friday and Saturday. We have that moon conjunct Pluto. We're also going to have the sun in conjunct Neptune and Pallas. Now, Pallas in my book represents, among other things, the advocate or the feminine warrior principle. Conjunct Neptune suggests that there's a question about the survival of the economies, or confusion about how to maintain them. Now, this is all going to be in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces also represents such things as hospitals and nursing homes. Those types of fields which come from a place of kindness and compassion. So that's in conjunct, which means irreconcilable differences between the pointer in the sky of the sun and pushing up against these two planetary energies, which are saying, what do we do now? What do we do about our economies? Or what do we do about the healthcare industry? I've spoken to some people, I know have many clients and friends who are in the healthcare field. And for whatever reasons, we have to respect each other's. That's the other issue that has been very polarizing. We have to respect people's autonomy and sovereignty. If they decide not to receive a vaccination, they'll lose their job, right? And so that is the raw truth about that. But there's going to be some pushback, I would believe, as we get into the gibbous cycle. All right. The other thing that's going on with the sky on Friday, Saturday, it would be the letting go of old partners with love and gratitude, because Juno is going to be conjunct the South Node in Sagittarius. If there are residual connections with people from your past that you're no longer wanting to be in connection with, let them go with love and gratitude. It's in Sagittarius. All right, you have to let them go first in your mind. You don't necessarily have to write a Dear John letter if you haven't seen someone for 20 years, but it's that type of energy of letting go old partnerships. We are also going to have Ceres, which is the goddess of the grain or food, conjunct the North Node. That is a message for my friends, which says, please take care of yourself. How are you eating? How are you supplementing your body? How are you exercising? How are you keeping your personal immunity safe and strong? That is very much on the centerpiece of what's happening this week. And then, ta-da, tomorrow, Thursday, we have an event. That event is Uranus is going to go retrograde. Yes, my friends, I am going to be doing a class on this tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. It's a Zoom class. You're all invited. I also left a link to my products page on my website. I love doing Thursday night classes. Well, in any case, as Uranus goes retrograde, it's a time to reboot the amazing energy of our friend, technological genius, absent-minded professor, wild and crazy Uranus, to reboot and make sense of the technological era in which we are all a part of. Understand that Uranus's orbit is approximately 84 years. So the last time in the late 30s, we had Uranus in the sign of Taurus. I'm going to do a shout out to my beautiful friend Julia and also Patricia. We had, and also to Armand, beautiful, wonderful astrologers. Way back when, again, the Dark Ages in 2018, we put together a little bit of a mini conference. It was actually not virtual, we were all together in Buffalo, New York, talking about this amazing 7-year stint with Uranus in the sign of Taurus. If you might recall, some of you are astrologers, some of you are not. We like to make sentences in astrology. Uranus means out there technology. Taurus means matter, the body, beauty, food. Taurus means our physicality. So we knew going into this, and this is relative to tomorrow, that we're going to be blending the intricacies and the control and the blending of technology with matter. Wow, we have seen that up close and personal. Because as I'm speaking to you now, there are these little, this is not conspiracy theory. There's people listening. Oh, I'm sorry, they're not people. They're called AI and bots. Our lives have become an extension of a cyborg. If you question that, does anybody have one of these things? Anytime your mind gets stuck, we just go to our handy dandy little phone in order to connect with the world. This is absolutely revolutionary, and that's also what Uranus represents. So Uranus going retrograde tomorrow gives us a sense and a state of taking an inhalation and really looking at your lives. And this would be a good homework for us all. How much technology do we want to continue to integrate into our physical experience of being human? So there's a lot more I'll be talking about tomorrow about that. But just keep in mind, Uranus or the other outer planets, when they go retrograde, it's like when Mercury goes retrograde. It gives us time to reboot and rethink and reflect on the lessons learned, in this case, since May 15th of 2018. See how quickly your life has changed so radically since May of 2018. And you may be wanting to kind of go into a hibernation place and maybe cut out some of the technology that is so much a part of each and every one of us. Just a thought. Okay. All right. Okay. I was just looking at the comments. I certainly do, Rocio Miles. I do. That's what I do all the time. That's what I do for my livelihood and for my pleasure. Because I've been doing astrology since 1987 professionally. Trust me, I didn't grow up as a little girl saying, I want to be an astrologer. Because that meant I might be on the fringe. I might be one of those weirdos, right? But my life conspired and showed me this amazing technology that is human and cosmic at the same time, astrology. So I'm very grateful to have followed my Sagittarius yearnings. I have a North Node in Sag conjunct my Saturn. So yeah, I do readings. All that stuff is on my Facebook and my website. In any case, watch how that works, friends, this blending, and reflect upon your connection and interface with technology. And there are many people I know also who are really making a concerted effort to get closer to nature, to the old-fashioned things that perhaps you didn't grow up with, you might aspire. As we get into the fall season, for example, you may want to do some canning or do some more food preparation. Focus on whole, organic, pure food, because that's what Uranus and Taurus is actually reminding us of. Let's talk about the full moon, and then we'll talk about each of your charts. So the full moon takes place at 8:02 in the morning on Sunday, the 22nd. That's Eastern Daylight Time, again, for our friends who are listening from around the world here. The sun is also entering Virgo on Sunday. And it's a very interesting degree. The full moon is going to be at 29 degrees of Aquarius. Now, keep in mind, I love saying this simple comment. The universe often repeats itself, so we get the message. We had a last full moon was taking place at 0 degrees of Aquarius on the 23rd of July, and this next full moon on the 22nd of August is in the same sign. It's in the same sign of Aquarius. So what's up with Aquarius? Remember, Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. So we're all being illumined by these full moons as to how weirdness, technology, and unpredictability is working in our life. And also, Aquarius is the sign of the people. Who are the people? We are all the people. We are all a part of the human body. Our brothers and sisters in Afghanistan, our brothers and sisters in Haiti, our brothers and sisters everywhere on the planet all share humanity. So we're looking collectively at the reflection of the group. And so that is what the full moon will be revealing to us more on Sunday at the 29th degree. Now, the 29th degree is significant because way back when, on 7/29, on July 29th, we had Jupiter and Mars exactly opposite each other at 29 degrees. How curious. What does 29 degrees mean? Well, beside the fact in degree astrology is a special degree because it has 1 foot in Aquarius and 1 foot in Pisces. The Sabian symbol is white flowers are blooming in Babylon. Now, Babylon was an amazing, a magnificent city in the ancient world. And the flowers in the gardens of Babylon were considered to be one of the wonders of the ancient world, along up there with the pyramids. Babylon has long lost its luster. In fact, where Babylon is presently located was outside the dwelling place of Saddam Hussein. So it's all in ruins now, of course. But the message of that Sabian symbol is trying to learn from the mistakes from the past. And that's being communicated twice to us at the end of July and with this full moon. What are the mistakes from the past? Because matter how great of an empire you can be or you have been in the past, you can come tumbling down if mistakes are made. Overreach, power and control, manipulation. Just a thought. So watch what's happening to be revealed by this full moon. It's the same sign as the one on the 23rd of July. We're all about trying to figure out our role in society, our role in the collective. How are my thoughts and feelings being able to integrate with the world? Again, and that speaks to me with the great narrative of the V for the V. No exceptions. If everyone gets vaccinated, and I have nothing to say about anyone's choice except this. My body is not the same as your body. We might share the same collective human soul, but each of us have different bodies. And if you're saying that we're all the same, we all have to have this medical intervention, I don't know. That kind of strikes me as Capricorn overreach and control by its very nature. Keep in mind the beauty of the founding fathers when they decided to have this country called the United States of America. And they sat there pen in hand on July 4th of 1776, and they started signing at 5:13 in the evening. Thank you to the astrologer of Sibley, who was over in England. They created this amazing experiment with an Aquarius moon. An Aquarius moon in the US's chart is being illuminated twice because we're considered to be an empire. White flowers bloom in Babylon, learning from the past, learning from mistakes. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. By the way, this full moon has its conjunction to Jupiter again. And back when Jupiter and Mars were opposite to each other at 29 degrees of Aquarius, it was almost like there's an attack going on. An attack. Mars means attack. And Jupiter conjunct the moon at 29 degrees of Aquarius is going to give us more information about what that attack is all about. At the same time, we have our lovely black moon Lilith, the fringe, feisty, fearless, and sometimes notoriously angry, rageful, feminine energy in conjunct Pluto at this full moon. Secrets will be revealed at the light of the full moon. All righty, that's that. Unbelievable world we're living in. We got to keep ourselves safe, aligned, and peaceful. All right? You take that, Uranus. You take that, Aquarius. I'm not going to be rattled. I refuse to be rattled. It's all one big narrative story. Anyway, let's take a look at your charts, guys. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, my dear friends. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Someone's birthday, sharing. Unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable to say the least. Keeping grounded and peaceful. And I think that's also the message of Uranus going retrograde in Taurus. Get out there in nature. You know what I've decided to do? I've decided to, and sometimes I buy them on the cheap. I'm getting fresh flowers in my house. And if you get carnations, they last a long time. And I went to our local eatery. Do you realize if I was living in New York City, I couldn't go in there and buy flowers? You know about that, right? New York City won't let you in anywhere. You can't even go to the grocery store and buy fresh flowers, let alone fresh food, if you don't have a V, and show them your little card, show them your papers. Remember, my body is different than your body. Medical exemptions are not being heard, I understand. Well, anyway, there are lawsuits against mandatory, universal. Lawsuits help. Lawsuits help. But what will really help each of us is not to freak out. So when Uranus goes retrograde in Taurus, do whatever you can to make yourself calm and peaceful. and buy yourself some flowers. I bought flowers. They're $4. They were a beautiful bouquet, and they were, we call it reduced. I'm looking at them right now. They're beautiful. So camp, play in the mud, garden. I'm telling you things I haven't done, friends. Sorry. My garden's a mess next year. If you are Aries, let's go through all the signs. If you are Aries, this is the revelation. This full moon is revealing to you who your friends are, Aries or Aries rising, what groups you want to connect with. Okay, so be aware that you're going to probably connect with people who may think like you, and you're going to be a little bit more social and have some fun at the same time, Aries. That's the full moon cycle. If you're Taurus or Taurus rising, take a look at your leadership role. Resolve to be in the driver's seat, self-promote yourself, and people will be wanting to promote you, Taurus. It's going to be a great week for you to get a handle on what you want to do in the outer world. Gemini or Gemini rising, this is about speaking your truth, being courageous with the full moon, and revealing what it is you believe. You know, our minds are magnificent, and sometimes we believe one thing and then we shift and we change our mind when new data comes in. So for you, Gemini, it's one of those weeks, but be clear, and the full moon will help reveal what it is that's inside, not just your heart, but your mind. For Cancer or Cancer rising, this energy is about you transforming yourself, feeling your own power, being very consistent, and acknowledging how magnificent you are psychologically, spiritually, metaphorically. So it's going to be a good week for you to celebrate you. Leo or Leo rising, the full moon is going to be revealing who your favorite partners are. It's going to help you understand how you are with your BFFs. Virgo or Virgo rising, this energy is activating your work, the way you do your work, and the way you do your work to make yourself healthier. That's what the full moon is revealing to you. For our beautiful Libras, just get out there and have fun. Libra, have fun, connect with your inner child, connect with your real children, be playful, be creative. You may have had an issue just letting your hair down. Have fun this upcoming week, Miss and Mr. Libras. For Scorpio, this energy is revealing what you need to do within your home to create more of a secure nest. You might be doing some cleaning or connecting with family members, but just kind of stand your ground within your home. Sagittarius or Sagittarius rising, this energy is all about you communicating your truth and maybe going through your papers, going through your paperwork, being a good steward of your schedule. Redoing or revamping your schedule. And by the way, thank you so much for sharing this as we're going through this, my friends. Every time you share, your name goes in the basket for presents, for gifts. If you are Capricorn, this is a great week for you to identify what you want to do with your self-worth and value and how you can turn that into an income flow. It's very, very financially oriented, but it's also self-esteem oriented. So you can feel that you need to do different activities to make your income flow more completely, and also just to take care of your things. It's a self-care of things and possessions. All eyes are on the Aquarius or Aquarius rising. This full moon is illuminating your authentic self. Celebrate you. Be positive. Be focused. The full moon is shining a light upon your magnificence. For our lovely Pisces friends, the full moon might make you feel more physically tired, but emotionally and spiritually and psychically more in tune. It's a time to rest. It's a time to kind of reflect, Pisces, and meditate at the same time. All right, great. I think I got everybody. I'm just going to give you guys some feedback. All right. Susan in Rome. That is awesome to live in the countryside. Absolutely, dear. And to connect with nature. And beautiful. Kylie is a little tired and she's a Pisces, right? Okay, that's okay, darling. You're right on time with your life with this full moon. There's certain times of our years, certain times within the year that we want to kind of retreat, and certain times we're more active. Okay, hello, Lisa from Sydney, Australia. Yes, it's driving us all mad. Oh yeah, we're on lockdown. God bless you. God bless you, Lisa. God bless every single human being who've gone through this year of transformation. And the V is still with us. But aren't there creative ways to keep ourselves safe and protected? I think one of the most important one we can do is to do that grounding, centering, taking care of our immunity. I'm drinking lemon juice. Tart. Whatever you can do, friends, you owe it to yourself to just see. I tell you anything, the AI might be mad at me, but there are fabulous. Oh, I'm going to say it anyway. I don't care if they kick me off. Zinc, ZINC. We all know that. Oh my God, I'm not a doctor. You do know that if you're a doctor and you give information that's not, along with the narrative, you could lose your license, right? We are living in weird times. How do we cope? I don't have all the answers. You guys have answers. I sit back and I look at this trauma, and I go, man, wow, this ain't the 60s anymore. We thought the 60s were weird. That was just Pluto and Uranus. This is Pluto and Saturn talking to us. Saturn, grumpy old man, means it, right? But guess what? Each of us are so magnificent, and we all have Leo somewhere in our charts. We all have that magnificent need and desire to be sovereign. The full moon is going to reveal some cool things. Stay tuned. Okay, so you beautiful people who've been sharing, I'm going to give you a little gift. It's a transit report. Closing my eyes. And let's see. Susie Rosinski, are you in the room? Are you in the house tonight? Are you in the house? Are you in the house? Okay. So Susie, darling, I'm going to be sending you something. I think I have your email and your stuff. Wow, Marianne is sharing something. I'm going to read some of the comments. Someone was denied a liver transplant because they did not want the vaccination. OMG. Really? Really? Marie Claude, thank you. Fresh air, sun, vitamin D, healthy food. Praise nature. Yes, ma'am. All right. Thank you for sharing, my friends. Linnell, thank you for being here. Hello, my friend Jody. Good Lord. I know thousands of people. And I'm not bragging. I do. I mean, I've been doing this astrology thing for 30 plus years, and I know lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people who came down with the V, but they're okay except for one person. And I know some people who are not okay because they got the other V and they're not okay. We have to use our discernment. We have to use our discernment. We have to use both sides of our brain. And more will be revealed in the upcoming week. True story. True story. Uranus and Taurus retrograding is going to give us a chance to take a break and to reveal ourselves to ourselves. And how much of the technology, Uranus, Aquarius energy, do we really need? There's technology everywhere. I can't leave home without it, right? I mean, I'm talking to you through technology. I mean, it's a cool thing, but I have to be very, very careful about what's being communicated to you. Okay, let's do some mediumship. I think that's okay. We have to live in the light. Absolutely, Gracie. The more we meditate, the more we pray, the more we spend time alone, away from the internet. I mean, I have to talk to you now, but I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to take a walk with my dogs, and I'm sure I'll be bombarded with. Yeah, dogs are good. Dogs are good. All right, let's do some mediumship. Oh my gosh, I love your energy. Can I just tell you that? I love each and every one of you that are here in this room because I feel your energy. I feel your love and appreciation. I love and appreciate you guys so much. I have an Aquarius Chiron, and I'm a social work educated person, right? Save the world person. I realize I can't save the world. We can't save the world, but we can bond together in communication, in community, in faith, and take care of ourselves, take care of our little physical body and our emotional body, our spiritual bodies, and love one another. Everything that's coming down, and it's going to come down more fast and furious. When we hit October and when we hit November, we have a lot more stuff we're going to be observing. We're going to be saying, OMG. But we have to keep ourselves centered. We have to keep ourselves aligned with the God of our understanding. And by the way, I like science, but in my house, spirit is real. Science is real, but spirit is real too. So connect with your spirit. Connect with spirit, great spirit, creator. Call it whatever you will. I didn't make me, but I don't remember not being me. And I don't remember never not being me. My father said to me that very expression right before he died. He was a good man. But he said, you know what? Don't worry about me. I know I'm dying, but I don't remember never having not been. And I think I'll always be. Where am I going tonight, guys? I am sorry. I'm in such a mood. We have our winner, and let's do some mediumship. I'm going to tune on my right, left, goodbye, left brain. I'm going to go right brain. Dear God, please allow me. Oh, by the way, if you want to have a reading, please say so. So as I scroll down, please be in the room. So I'll need to have your energy with me, and we'll do some message work. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love and light and truth, inspiration and healing for the highest and best as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay. All right. Linnell Hayes, my fingers on your name. Linnell Hayes from Australia. Linnell Hayes from Australia. Linnell. Okay. All right, my dear, as I'm tuning into your energy, what I'm really getting excited about for you is the way you've changed up your routine this past year. Well, we all have, but I want to say, Linnell, you've changed up the way you've been eating, the way you've been thinking. You are a gift to your family because they thought, why is she eating all that healthy food all the time? You really been on a mission to create more wholeness and healing within yourself. Everything I've been talking about, you've been doing. I also feel there is a father figure from spirit who had, I say father figure, I'm not sure he was your actual dad. He may have been a grandfather or a great uncle or some guy with a snazzy little uniform. He was in the military or he served wearing a uniform, helping people. And he's coming in to meet and greet you and give you a big hug and telling you, yeah, discipline works. Discipline works. And what he's also saying to you, let's see, make sure you're still in the room here. Linnell. I want to see your name, honey. There, Linnell Hayes. He's also saying something about how you've been experimenting with working with tools, the hammer and nails, and it might not be a girly thing to do, but you've been taking risks this year, and he's been helping you. He's been helping you have confidence in the way that you're interfacing with the world. Does that make sense to you, Linnell? All right, a couple more things, dear. As I'm tuning into your energy for this upcoming year, there's been some, makes sense, good. As there's you have a concern, I feel you have a concern with a young person. I'm not sure this is a nephew or a son, but you're just, we people just get concerned about people. Your heart's full. I want you to have faith and trust in his ability to make the positive changes that you can't do for him and you can't make for him. I'm hearing this. He's going to be fine because your influence on him. And because we women sometimes fret about the people we love, especially younger people. But I'm hearing this very loud and clear. He's going to be okay. And I don't necessarily mean, I'm not feeling physical problems with him. I'm feeling more, he's been on the fence about what direction to take in this world. Okay, both your sons. Okay, all right, both your sons. Okay, I'm with the younger one. You're saying, oh my gosh, why can't he just do what he needs to do? He has your love and support, and be like a shadow to the younger one. Honey, I'm always here for you, but have confidence. He's going to be fine. And that guy in spirit with the uniform is helping him as well. Whether that be uncle, I don't feel it's a father, but it's a father figure. But he was a very disciplined character, Okay. Your Aquarius is at 29 degrees. God bless you. All will be revealed. Isn't that interesting? I came to you, honey. Isn't that fun? And what was going on with you, Linnell, on the 29th? The 29th of July. That's probably when all that anxiety was coming up because you had Mars opposite your Chiron. Woo! Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. We got an astrologer in the room. Well, thank you for being in the room all the way from Australia. What time is it in Australia right now? I'm not very good with numbers. But God bless you and God bless you all. Let's do another read. Okay. Think positive. Thank you, James. We have to be positive. Think positive. We will raise the vibrational level on earth. Amen, sir. I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. God bless you too, Gracie. Right back at you, honey. Okay. All right. Oh boy. Tracy's talking about, oh boy. Yep. Let's send some healing to your child, darling. From West Virginia. Hi, Glady Marie. Hello, darling. Oh, it was your godfather. Yeah, okay, because he came in loud and clear. Oh, I love it when those people who don't have bodies talk to me. I just thought something really strange. I've been railing against Uranus and Taurus, like us losing our bodies and being connected and becoming cyborgs, and maybe 100 years, maybe our great grandchildren won't have bodies but as long as consciousness continues, I think that's the secret, right? No matter what package it's in, right? I mean, I'm kind of like a cyborg. I have a titanium nail in my great toe because I had surgery. Let's do another. Okay. I'm in some sort of mood tonight. All right. Okay. Let's see. All right. Leonore de Saint Maurice. Leonore, are you there? Am I saying your name? Your name is very musical. Leonore has asked for a message. I have a message for you, Leonore. Leonore. Yeah, I do. A titanium toe. You're welcome, Rocio. I am in a fun mood. All right, darling. I'm going to come to you. And where are you from? Where are you from, Leonore? Santa Maurice. What part of the world are you in? God bless you, Lindsay. Your daughter was 6 months old. That's beautiful. You're in the Philippines? Oh, Karami Bangan. Okay. Yes, Karama. So you're a Virgo. You're in Portugal. All right, Darylyn. It's on my bucket list. And if you have a bucket list to come to Niagara Falls, people know all about Niagara Falls. I'm only 40 minutes from there. All right. 40 minutes. Come on, you can stay with me. I'm Aquarian Chiron. If you decide to come, a lot of people will say, I'm not going to go to Buffalo. Buffalo's a fantastic town, though. All right. As I'm tuning into you, darling, Leonore, dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow me to connect with Leonore. All right, Leonore, as I'm connecting with you, my dear, I am seeing, I don't know if you have these on your property. There's some form of, and I don't even recognize them as they're like trees. Well, you're in a different hemisphere, of course, but there's some sort of fruit trees, and I'm seeing you cultivating, wanting to cultivate these trees, but they're fruit trees, and you're living close to the earth, or you may either scratch that. Why? This might be a past memory. I'm going when you're a little girl, Leonore, and there was a grove of trees, and this is somehow connected with your relatives and your family, and there was some farming that was going on, and you're wanting to get back into that environment somehow. I feel that you're in transition where you're living. You may be living in a circumstance, in a home that just is not you, and you're pining away for going back to either the home village or city, or you're wanting to go back to okay. In this whole beautiful scenario that I'm seeing again the nature, the fruit trees, and there's just been some disappointment with wanting to move and not being able to move. And as I'm getting into September with you, September through the middle of October, there's a break. So you can make this move that's been on hold during the COVID crisis. I'm also picking up, it's a male friend. I don't feel this is a husband, lover, or a significant other, but it's a male friend who's got your back. I feel he's in the living. He's about your age or slightly older, and he's like a very brotherly energy, and he gives you ideas and suggestions, and you laugh together. You might have a beer or two with this person. He's a very good friend. You may have had some questions about him, but he's there for you. And there's something about a worry or a concern, I feel, that you may have had. I think it has to do perhaps with your skin and maybe an allergy or something, but you were using some natural methods which worked better than other things. And that's all I'm getting with you. Please give me some feedback. Okay. All right. You are okay. Beautiful. Thank you for that feedback. You're living at your grandparents' home. Yeah, until it's sold. Okay, because again, it was going back in the homestead, and then you're going to be moving. And I get that moving as we get into September and October with you. And I'm totally lonely. No family, no friends. Okay. Yep. All right. So that's, oh, honey, I'm sorry you've been really, okay. Leonore, no friend. Well, there's this guy that's coming in that's going to help you. I don't know. And I certainly am wishing that for you as well. But this person about your age, he may help you with the move. And again, I'm getting September and so forth. Inheritance issues with the family. That's always a tricky widget. All right, let me just kind of get back into the psychic piece. I'm getting this from your grandparents very strongly. Stand your ground. What's right is right, and you know what you need to do, and you're coming from a place of love and caretaking, and they want to thank you for everything you've done for them since you've been that little girl, because I was getting that grove and so forth. Okay? All right, honey. Many blessings to you. They owe you a lot of money. Yeah, I've seen this so many times in so many circumstances and so many families. Okay. I leave you with God's blessings, Leonore. And Linnell, it's interesting that these things are happening in your life too. What happens, and my beautiful friends at Lilydale who are mediums, by the way, I'm just going to give a plug and a shout out to wonderful Lilydale Assembly, of which I teach and am a member. Lilydale Assembly is the worldwide center of spiritualism. And they will always tell us that when we do gallery readings like this, there's often a blending. Readings are for healing. And sometimes people will say, oh, that sounds like for me. And these are meet and greets. These are not, full-fledged readings. And sometimes they do bleed through, and you do identify with them. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. You guys can all, of course, you can always book a reading with me. That's what I do on my website. I left that on for you. If I'm just going to do a little reminder, this upcoming week, I'm doing a class, and everyone is going to get a message tomorrow night's class that's spiritual in honor of our revealing full moon in Aquarius. And then on Tuesday, the 24th, I'm going to be doing a class at Lilydale on the nodes. I also put the nodes, you all can sign on that because it is virtual and in person. Please, if you have not become a member of the CIA, I can't say enough about the world's best Facebook website for astrology, classes, articles, and beautiful Julia at the helm. I know a lot of you are aware because you wouldn't know about me except through the CIA, but check it out. There's astrology is a fantastic discipline because there are so many voices and so many ways to interpret this beautiful art science called astrology. So I wish you all so much love, and I'll be doing. I feel so bad. I usually only go for an hour, and we've been an hour, so I'm not going to do any more readings than it's just two. But I think I'll do more just plain readings for you. I think those are uplifting and helpful. And so stay tuned. Join my newsletter, and I'll let you know when I'll be doing that. Whether it be maybe even on YouTube or wherever, because I love doing the readings and we can have some more conversation and sharing. So thank you. Have an amazing week. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow night. Maybe I'll see you at Lilydale on Tuesday. And then on the last Sunday of the month, please join me on Facebook. I do a church service. We can pray and we'll do some mediumship again as a spiritualistic church service. That's all the announcements that I have. All the announcements I have, except watch how Uranus retrogrades. And please, this is your homework. Discover and integrate how much technology you want in your physical world, in your physical body, and be Taurus-like. Get your feet muddy in the garden, play, eat good food. I have some chocolate that I got for my daughter. She doesn't know about it, so I'm going to go get my chocolate for her. God bless you. See you next week, guys. Love you.